Okay, so prior to actually moving on to pointers, we need to understand the basics of some memory concepts. So there's three forms of memory out there. There's queues, stacks, and heaps. Queues is generally, it's on a first in, first out basis. A typical example would be a printer queue. Everything tends to go in, and depending on, sometimes you can set the priority, but the first print job that goes into the printer is the first print job that's going to be printed out. So in real life, generally a queue would move. Each individual person would tend to move. That's what a queue is, until there's nothing left in the queue. But in terms of memory concepts or in computers, the queue is always going to remain fixed, and they're basically removed from the memory. A typical example, so if we have some data items in a queue, and there's a set of different memory locations, they're going to be popped out, and new items are added to the back of the queue. So that's how a memory queue generally works in comparison to a real life queue. So you don't get items moving from one memory cell to the next. Stacks, everyone's generally used stacks. You use them whenever you create a function. Functions are stacked on top of each other. So stacks are basically last in, first out. So the last item out in is going to be basically the first item out. So if we take a look at this number of functions here, we have the main function, then we have a number of other functions that have been called from within the function. So we really cannot access the main function until the other functions have been popped out. So basically, whenever you call a function, you push it into the stack, and they're all going to stack on top of each other. So now we've got 4 functions, that's including the main function, in a stack, and in order to access or close the application, we have to pop out all the functions. So one by one we're going to pop out each of these functions, and that's how the memory is going to be cleared out. So that's a stack, and then on the other side we also get free memory. So free memory is generally going to be the heap. So here, this is where you could have local variables, you can assign values to it, and whenever the application closes, everything suddenly disappears. And the operating system generally takes control of most of these areas. So heap is a massive section of free memory available for storing data.